Busy day today. Two members of the Israeli embassy killed by a pro-Palestinian protester. I don't know if it's protesting if you're I think you're just a terrorist at that point. I don't know if you're protesting. But today's podcast is not brought to you by Albino Face Cream. Albino Face Cream. We promise it's not cum. Now, if you're just gonna run up and just murder people randomly and shout free Palestine because because they're from Israel, you're probably just racist. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, you can do it, just don't say you're not racist. Like, you clearly are. Like when you pick somebody because of where they're from, you know, it's a little racist. I'm just saying. And then what's weird is like the Palestinian, well, I want to say just the Palestinian, but like the people who are on the side that are anti-Israel, they are just as obsessed with like Jews controlling everything as any white supremacist that you'll find. It's it's almost but it's to a different extent. Like let's go through a couple of the basic ones, right? They own Hollywood, they own the banks, they I'll say it. They own the weather app on our phones. Like like the weather app. And it's and pe like is that an attempt? Is that an attempt at weather control? You're controlling the information that we get. They could tell us it's 59 degrees when it's 60. Huh? That's control. That's a form of weather control. Uh, they own all the cameras in Hollywood. What's up with that? They own the banks, right? All coincidences, not to the Palestinian people, not to the random white dude that ran up and killed this guy. It's so weird. It's like when people don't have something to fight and die for, they'll just pick whatever random cause has the hottest chick. See, that's why everyone thinks I'm pro-Israel, because I keep posting that picture of Ben Shapiro's sister. There's nothing that sexually confuses me more than Ben Shapiro's sister. Why does she look like him? Why? But what I mean is, uh, specifically, those are more white supremacists, where they're like the banks, the Hollywood. But the people who are pro-Palestine will do weird shit, like when they try to take over when they're taking over those boats with who is it? Uh, I think it's Hamas, right? It's either Hamas or Hezbollah. Not the little dude from the UFC, but like the organization. Well, it wasn't always a terrorist organization. They had some good times. Everybody just wishes they were Nelson Mandela. Speaking of which, a lot going on in South Africa that I just do not care about. We're getting new farmers though. That'll be cool. Wonder what. There's probably a watermelon joke in there somewhere, and if I dig long enough, I know I'll find it. But like the whoever I think the it might have been, I'm just gonna say it was oh no, it was the Houthis, the Houthis. They were the ones that they ran up and they took over that ship. That ran up, they fucking had a helicopter. It was ridiculous. And they took over a ship, take hostage a bunch of 5 foot nothing Filipino crew members for a whole year. And their excuse, well, one of the co-owners, not even of the boat, but of the company that owns the boat, the corporation that owns the boat, one of them is Israeli. So by like 1/15th rule, like they're fucking racist racist Southern United States being like, not one drop of blood, that's all it takes. And you're and and all these Filipinos are gonna get it, I swear to God, just taking boats hostage. What are we doing? Like if you're gonna be racist, just be upfront about it. It's okay. We all get a little racist sometimes. Uh, Today, this podcast is also not brought to you by French coffee. French coffee. Our first lady is a man. What else? What else are they up to over there? Going about their nonsense. Oh well, not anymore. They got fucking absolutely lambasted. I love it when Trump comes in because he knows he can't do a lot of stuff. A lot of the shit he says he was going to do, it's not going to work out, but he can bomb the fuck out of people. Like he's like, these are easy wins, easy dubs. And then he'll just run up. He did this. If anybody remembers, the first time he showed up, he leveled a mountain, a whole fucking mountain, just to make a point, just to show everybody that he's down to clown. And then he showed up this time and fucking wiped out as much as he could. They 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 couldn't surrender in time. Could you imagine? Just getting absolutely fucked up and be like, all right, we'll send him something to let him know that we're done, and he's just still going. He's like, all right, you say when. Can't hear anything over the sounds of bombs and gunfire. What I'm trying to get across is just because they own the banks and they owned Hollywood and they own the porn industry and they own most of Canada and they own the weather app doesn't mean we stop all shipping to Israel. It doesn't make any sense. The conflation between Israelis and Jews, when let's all face it, you're just what I kind of want. It seems like all Israelis and all Palestinians are just sort of, what's the word? We have a word for them here in America. Middle East trailer trash. You gonna come at me? You're gonna say it's not true? There's no way you can fight over this chunk where Jesus died for this long and not feel a little trashy. You know? Like there's no if McDonald's isn't willing to build something somewhere, this should tell you something. All right? Because they'll build in the most white trash of places they can find. You find 30 McDonald's in the span of 30 miles in Kansas. This is preposterous that they're not willing to go build it in an area where you have all the same technology as us. Once again, I know because we keep sending you the fucking money for it. And you use it to build a dome that can't keep out paper airplanes. But maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe I'm being too rude. Today's podcast is also not brought to you by Trump's thick Latina mommies. Trump's thick Latina mommies. You can stay.